Hey guys, how you doing? Matthew here with MREIA team, here to talk to you about the very key skill in real estate investing, using a financial calculator. Now I get it. First thing you're gonna think to yourself is, why do I need a tutorial on how to use a calculator? I'm pretty sure I passed the 4th grade. Well, I'm pretty sure they didn't show you how to use one of these in school. I didn't think so. Listen, financial calculations used to take hours to do before and require you build up an amortization schedule and adjustable variables in an Excel document just to get a precise answer. Now with the use of these lifesavers, they can be performed in as little as 15 seconds. Stay tuned, I'll show you how it's done. So a reliable financial calculator we've experienced is the HP12C by Hewlett-Packard. But if you want to go the digital route, there's a free financial calculator called Touch RPN for the Android and Touch Fin RPN on the iPhone. For this video, we're going to work off the mobile calculator. So if you want to pause the video real quick and go download one of those for free, then yeah, I'll wait for you.
12 megabytes late, y'all.
Oh, you guys are still here? Oh, the calculator. Right, let's get into it. All right, first we got to talk about the 5 financial keys. What makes this financial calculator unique are the 5 financial keys that it uses, and those specific keys are N, I, PMT, PV, and FV. So real quick, the N, that stands for the number of remaining payments. If you're at the beginning of a mortgage, typically a 30-year mortgage, then you're gonna have 360 payments remaining. Months of payments remaining. That's your N. The I stands for the interest rate. The financial calculator can break down the interest rate into many different compounding interest periods, durations, like bi-weekly, quarterly, annually. But the majority of the time, we're probably gonna be talking about the interest rate being broken down monthly as it relates to monthly payments. For example, 10% interest rate would equal 0.83% monthly after you divide it by 12 months. PMT stands for the payment. This is the amount that is due each payment date, which again, considering mortgages, that's typically going to be monthly. PV stands for present value. For example, if you're looking at a mortgage that is $100,000, when you take it out, then that's its present value or starting value. The FV stands for future value. That means that the note will be worth some amount after a certain amount of payments have been made, or what the future value of something appreciating at some appreciation percentage will be. For example, what would the remaining balance be after 18 months of payments on a principal and interest? So with the base knowledge that we've learned, this is the cash flow diagram. With the financial calculator, if you know 3 of these components, then you could figure out for the 4th. In many financial calculations, the 5th component may not even be required. For example, when determining monthly mortgage payments, the future value, or the FV value key, is not really used. Now, the cash flow diagram is an easy way to organize your problem by listing out the variables in each step and making it easy to keep track of everything. Just like a math problem, as long as you can relate the question to the variables, you can solve it. All right, let's start using the calculator. At the bottom of the calculator are 2 keys. One is the orange with the F on it, and the other one is the blue with the G on it. These are basically like shift keys. For instance, we know N stands for the remaining payments. Let's assume we are looking for the number of monthly payments in a 22-year mortgage. To get the proper number of months into the calculator, we would have to input 22, then press the G shift, and then N to assign it to the number of payments. This will automatically multiply the year by 12 and give you 264 monthly payments in that 22-year mortgage. Alternatively, you can just insert 22 years, multiply that by 12 months or payment periods per year, and then assign that by clicking on the N variable. Now, with that function out of the way, let's get into the actual calculations. If you're following along, press the CLX button to clear. Building on that example, let's say we have a 22-year mortgage that had an interest rate of 7%. We would do the same thing that we just did. Since the interest rate is applied per payment period or monthly, your 7% per year interest rate would be broken down in a month. Same action. Input the 7, then G shift, and click I to input that percentage as a monthly percentage. Alternatively, you can also divide 7% by 12 months per year, and you will have 0.58 per month. Now assign that to the I variable. Now for this calculation, we've set up our number of payments and interest per payment. Let's say the original price of the mortgage was $75,000. In this scenario, maybe you plan on buying a $100,000 house with 25% down payment, leaving the balance of $75,000 that you'll need to get a mortgage on. Go ahead and put $75,000 and assign it to the PV or present value. Now that we have at least 3 variables, we can actually solve for the others. To find out how much our payments will be monthly, it's as easy as clicking the PMT button. So your payments are negative $557.57. And it's negative, meaning that you're paying rather than receiving it, like you would have received your positive $75,000 loan. Now, real quick, you'll notice we're giving 2 decimal places here. If you needed to change that, you can press the F and then select a number in the decimal places by clicking one of the numbers on the right. If you click 5, you'll get 5 decimal places. Also note that since the calculator is storing your inputs for financial calculations, every time you run a new set of numbers, you're gonna need to hit the clear registry. Just hit F shift and then CLX button. It will reset everything. There's a lot of other calculations you can do in here, but if you just wanna reset the 5 financial keys, you can hit the F shift and then the FIN button to only do those. Generally, however, you just clear all work. And that's it. Now you know how to use the financial calculator and you're a pro at it. That's it, end of the video. Just kidding, pop quiz. Example number 1. Let's find out what your monthly payment would be on a $10,000 20-year note at 8% interest. Let's remember those 5 variables: N, I, PMT, PV, FV. We have the N, I, and PV. 20 years left, 8% annual interest, $10,000 present value. Let's solve for that PMT. I'll give you 10 seconds. Don't worry, you got this. Okay, hopefully we all got negative $83.64 for the PMT variable, which means that you're paying out $83.64 as a monthly payment. If you didn't get that, let's just walk through it. If you need to reset, press the F shift, then CLX. Start by entering 10,000, then press PV for the present value. Enter 8 and G shift, I for interest. Remember, we're turning 8% into monthly compounding percentage. Then press 20 G shift, N, to turn 20 years monthly payments and assign that to the N. It's all about compounding monthly. Everything is stored in the calculator now. Just ask it for the payment by clicking PMT. We should all get the same answer of negative 83.64 cents. Nice work, guys. Okay, example number 2. Find the monthly payment for a $100,000 loan at 7% interest for 30 years. Same thing, guys. I'll give you 15 seconds. Answer is $665.30 per month. If you didn't get that, try again, but this time remember to clear the data before starting and change the years and yearly interest rate into monthly. Okay, example number 3. Find the interest rate you would be paying if your monthly payment is $850. Your mortgage is for $125,000 based on 20 years. I'll be back in 15 seconds. If you got 5.36%, awesome. If you got an error 5 message, let me explain. When you input your payment, did you input it as positive, meaning that you were going to be receiving it, or negative, as in you were paying it out? In this financial calculation, the exchange of money should always be considered. So to correct this, do what you just did with PV and N, but input 850 press the CHS button for change sign. You'll notice it becomes negative and you can then assign it to the PMT. Now hit G-Shift-N and you'll get 5.36%. See, not that hard, right? Now, if you got any other errors, just remember to hit that G-Shift to convert yearly into monthly to consider monthly compounding. All right, let's move on to number 4. How long would it take to pay off a $225,000 mortgage with an interest rate of 9% and a monthly payment of $1,888.19? Some quick reminders. Remember to convert the interest to monthly interest. Remember to change the sign of the monthly payment to negative. And once you get the number of monthly payments, you'll need to convert it to years. All right, 15 seconds. So 25 years. Basically we assign $225,000 to the PV, assign 9 with G-Shift to the interest, assign $1,888.19 with a CHS to change the sign to negative,
Assign it to the PMT, press N to get the answer in months, then G-Shift-I to divide by 12 for years.
That should give you 25 years. Okay, let's move into example number 5. Sally is paying $1,200 a month for 10 years at 7.25 interest. What is the face value of the note? Be back in 15 seconds. The present value is
$102,213.74.
I'm sure you nailed this one. Always remember to consider the sign of the payment. Okay, last example, number 6. Jeff buys a home for $425,000 that he plans on keeping for 15 years. Assuming a 5% annual appreciation rate, what will the home's value be if his prediction comes true? No hints. You got this one. 15 seconds. Now, assuming the appreciation rate remains constant over those 15 years,
You should get $898,324.17 for the future value.
cool. I feel like we really got the hang of that. I hope to hear everyone speak up at the next MREIA meeting when we bring up these examples, because you guys got it. So I mentioned balloon payments earlier. Let's learn that as well. A balloon payment is part of a balloon payment mortgage, which doesn't fully amortize over the term of the mortgage note itself. Balance due is usually paid at the end as one lump sum known as the balloon, as a final payment. To illustrate that, Fred takes out a $200,000 mortgage at 7% with a 30-year amortization schedule, but the outstanding balance is due in month 120, assuming that it is on a monthly payment schedule. How much will the remaining balance be after 120 payments have been made? Well, there are two ways to compute Fred's balloon using the app: the present value method and the future value method. If you start off by solving for his monthly payment, you'll get negative $1,330.60. Now for the first 119 months, he'll be making that payment out of pocket. On the last month, that 120th month, he'll owe the total balance remaining. So consider 360 monthly payments total. 120 months, we're including the final month your payment is due, and that equals 240 payments on the remaining balance. Now, without clearing the register, since it already has your variables including your newly calculated PMT saved, you can adjust the end variable by assigning it 240 payments or months. Put in 240 and click the end button. Now you can click PV for your present value or your balloon payment. This isn't your present value, but the value the loan would be if paid at once as a balloon payment. Let's solve this problem again using the future value method. Clear out the register, then solve for the payment again. After that, let's find the future value. Since your payment is saved in the registry, you can now update your number of months to reflect the 120 months of payments ending with the balloon payment. Press FV and there you go again, $171,624.77. If you're using a different calculator, it's okay if the value is off a few dollars. Different calculators do different things with the decimal places, but the answer is basically the same. This should get you well acquainted with the balloon payments. Hang in there with me, guys. I said this was gonna be a pretty comprehensive video, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about dates. The date function has both fun and practical applications. Using this function practically, we can determine dates for inspections, mortgage contingencies, when to exercise options, and much more. Rather than running to a calendar or Excel to calc back 407 days, you can just hit a few buttons on this calculator and get there instantly. Let's run through it. Let's start with a recent date. Let's say April 10th, 2019. To input this into the calculator, you'll write it as 4.102019 and hit enter to input it. Now enter the amount of days we want to jump, either making it negative for the past or leaving it positive for the future. This is negative, so press CHS. If you look at the CHS button, you'll also notice it says date in blue under it. Use that function to calc when the previous date was. In this example, 407 days back from April 10th, 2019 was February 27th, 2018, with a 2 representing a Tuesday. The days are figured from 1 to 7 being Monday through Sunday. If we are trying to figure out future dates, for instance, if you had a 53-day option starting on January 10th, 2018, then you can enter that current date as 1/10/2018 and press enter. Then enter the amount of days you want to jump forward, let's say 53 days there, and use the blue date function. It'll show you 3/04/2018 on weekday number 7, or March 4th, 2018 on Sunday. See? Super easy. You can also do the difference between dates. Input 7/10/1804, press enter. Then press 4/28/2018, and then press the blue function that's below the date function, called delta DYS. The result is the difference between the two dates, 78,089 days. Delta is used a lot in math functions to represent the difference between two things. Okay, that one we actually learned in school. Finally, let's talk about appreciation and depreciation. If I asked you to lend me $100 today and I promised to pay you back $115 in a year, would you agree to that loan? You're probably thinking to yourself, that depends if I'm going to get a better return on investment somewhere else. And if you think deeper, you're considering the rate of inflation too. What you've done is informally figured out what the net present value of $100 is. If you considered an option might be putting the money in a 1% annual CD, then you might be thinking that'll yield you a 1% return over that year. But you've actually lost a bit of money. You didn't consider the inflation rate over that year. Assuming a 3% inflation rate means your money has lost 3% of its value while the cost of everything inflates by 3% and your buying power deflates. Now consider that your 1% gain turned into a 2% loss in true buying power. Alternatively, if you lend me the money, you'll get a 15% return minus 3%, a 12% gain, which is better than a 2% loss in a CD, or a 3% loss if you take no action. If you think I'm a good credit risk, making the loan seems like a no-brainer. Take a look at the screen. Which of the following has a greater net present value to you? Let me fill in these present values for you. Which do you think has the greater keyword net present value? Actually, they're all the same. We'll explain this concept of appreciation and depreciation in another video. Speaking of appreciation, if you stuck with us this far, we'd really appreciate a like on this video. It really helps it reach more people, and if it's helped you learn more about financial calculations, then maybe it can help someone else. And that's what MREIA focuses on most of all. We're dedicated to the art of real estate investing and helping our members achieve success. If you've never experienced an MREIA meeting, I would highly recommend attending one of our free webinars. All webinars will be free to attend throughout COVID-19, but if you're serious about real estate investing, especially in New Jersey, this is the perfect time to become a member. Our community is built up of investors with 20 plus years of experience investing in New Jersey, as well as new investors and everywhere in between. The group can help you invest safely, ethically, and build long-term wealth. If you want to learn more, visit our website at MREIA.com, conveniently hyperlinked below as well. So we hope this helped clarify how to use a financial calculator to work the numbers on your next real estate deal. But if you still have any questions, please feel free to email us at team@mreia.com. I'm Matthew Burnetta with MREIA Team. Keep working towards your financial freedom, and we'll see you guys at the next MREIA meeting.